Professor Zarlin, a renowned scholar of ancient interstellar relations, was assigned a groundbreaking mission: investigate the rumors of an ancient alien embassy hidden on Earth. The potential discovery of such a site promised to reshape the understanding of human history and its connections to other civilizations. Zarlin understood the profound significance of this mission, knowing it could reveal long-lost secrets of cooperation between species. Upon arriving on Earth, Zarlin was greeted by local officials and historians who had eagerly awaited his arrival. They shared their knowledge of the rumored location, a site whispered about in local lore but never fully explored. With a mix of excitement and skepticism, Zarlin began the initial investigation. The team ventured to a remote area, guided by historical texts and local legends. As they approached the site, they uncovered an entrance buried beneath centuries of earth and vegetation. The first artifacts discovered near the entrance hinted at the ancient origins of the facility. Intricately carved stones bore symbols that Zarlin recognized from his studies, markings of an ancient alien language long thought extinct. The atmosphere grew tense with anticipation as the team continued to excavate, revealing more of the hidden structure. As Zarlin and his team cleared the entrance, they unveiled a massive underground facility. The scale of the structure was awe-inspiring, with vast chambers and corridors stretching out of sight. The walls were adorned with murals and inscriptions in the ancient language, depicting scenes of interstellar diplomacy and cultural exchange. The facility was filled with artifacts, ornate furniture, sophisticated tools, and delicate artwork that had been preserved for millennia. Zarlin's astonishment grew with each step. The symbols and language that covered the walls were not only familiar to him but were also remarkably well preserved. He quickly realized the immense historical value of this discovery. The detailed murals and documents hinted at a time when humans and this ancient alien race had interacted on equal footing, sharing knowledge and culture. As the team explored further, they stumbled upon a central chamber, clearly the heart of the embassy. It housed rows of shelves filled with scrolls and tablets, all inscribed with the ancient language. At the center stood a large, ornate table, surrounded by chairs that suggested meetings of great importance had taken place there. Zarlin was captivated by the wealth of information that lay before him. It was then that he met Professor Maria Alvarez, a local historian and linguist. To Zarlin's surprise, Maria revealed that she and her colleagues had been aware of these symbols for generations. They had studied and preserved the language, integrating it into their own historical research. This revelation shocked Zarlin. He had not anticipated that humans would have such an intimate knowledge of the ancient language. Maria explained how the symbols and traditions associated with the embassy had been passed down through local cultures. These traditions had survived the passage of time, becoming part of the cultural fabric of the region. Zarlin listened in awe as Maria demonstrated her fluency in the ancient language, reading aloud from the documents they had found. Her knowledge and passion for the subject were evident, and it became clear that this discovery was not just a relic of the past, but a living connection to the present. The significance of the symbols and the language began to sink in. The embassy was not just an archaeological treasure, but a testament to a forgotten era of peaceful coexistence and cooperation between humans and an advanced alien race. Zarlin realized that this discovery could have far-reaching implications, challenging long-held beliefs about human history and its place in the galaxy. The team continued to document and analyze the artifacts, each new discovery adding to the rich tapestry of the story. The ancient embassy stood as a beacon of a bygone era, its rediscovery poised to change everything. The stage was set for Zarlin and Maria to delve deeper into the archives, uncovering the secrets of the golden age of interstellar diplomacy and its impact on the present. Maria Alvarez eagerly explained how human scholars had dedicated their lives to preserving and studying the ancient alien language. Over centuries, a small but devoted community of historians and linguists had meticulously recorded and interpreted the symbols and texts associated with the ancient embassy. This language, once thought lost, had been kept alive through their efforts, ensuring that its significance was not forgotten. The language itself was intricate, composed of complex symbols and glyphs that conveyed deep meanings. Maria detailed its structure, pointing out its grammatical rules and unique syntax. The language had remarkable similarities to several ancient human languages, suggesting a shared or influenced origin. The script was both artistic and functional, with each symbol crafted to represent both phonetic sounds and conceptual ideas. As Maria spoke, Zarlin's realization deepened. The linguistic connection between humans and the ancient aliens was undeniable. The symbols he had believed to be purely alien were interwoven with elements of ancient human communication. This discovery challenged his understanding of human history and their supposed isolation from other civilizations. It hinted at a much deeper connection, one that had profound implications for the history of both species. Maria continued, describing how the preservation of this language had been a labor of love for many generations. Scholars had created dictionaries, translated texts, and even taught the language to others, ensuring its survival. They had recognized the importance of these symbols, not just as relics of the past, but as a living bridge to a time of mutual understanding and cooperation. Moving on to traditions, Maria and other historians demonstrated how some of the embassy's practices had been seamlessly integrated into local cultures. They showcased rituals that had been passed down through the ages, still performed with reverence and precision. These rituals often involved symbolic gestures and phrases in the ancient language, their meanings preserved and respected. One example was a ceremonial dance performed during significant festivals. The dance movements mirrored those depicted in the murals within the embassy, each step and gesture telling a story of peace and alliance. Participants wore costumes adorned with symbols from the ancient language, embodying the cultural exchange that had once flourished. Another tradition was the use of specific symbols in architecture and art. Buildings and monuments in the region featured carvings and inscriptions that matched those in the embassy. These symbols were not just decorative. They were imbued with historical and spiritual significance. They represented values of unity, knowledge, and respect for all life, echoing the principles that had guided the interactions between humans and the ancient aliens. Zarlin was astonished at the depth of cultural exchange and preservation. He had not anticipated finding such a rich tapestry of shared history woven into the fabric of human society. The traditions and symbols that had survived were more than mere remnants. They were living testaments to a time when humans and aliens had worked together in harmony. The realization that humans had maintained and cherished these connections for so long challenged Zarlin's previous assumptions. He had viewed human history through a lens of isolation and separation, but the evidence before him painted a different picture. It suggested a history of integration and mutual influence, a partnership that had been forgotten but not entirely lost. Zarlin's perspective on human history and its relationship with other civilizations was forever altered. The linguistic and cultural evidence uncovered at the embassy opened up new avenues of understanding. It hinted at a golden age of cooperation that had shaped the development of both species in ways previously unimagined. As Zarlin and Maria continued their exploration, they knew that their discoveries would have far-reaching implications. The shared language and traditions revealed a hidden legacy of unity and collaboration. This knowledge had the potential to transform current interstellar relations, offering a foundation for renewed alliances based on a rich history of mutual respect and cultural exchange. Zarlin and Maria eagerly delved into the embassy's archives, uncovering a treasure trove of documents and records that chronicle the golden age of cooperation between humans and the ancient alien race. As they pored over the ancient texts, a vivid picture of an era long forgotten began to emerge. Detailed records described joint projects that harnessed the combined knowledge and skills of both civilizations. Together, they had achieved remarkable technological advancements that far surpassed what either could have accomplished alone. One document detailed a collaborative effort to develop a sustainable energy source, blending human ingenuity with alien technology. Another account described a cultural exchange program where artists, scholars, and engineers from both species shared their expertise and creativity, resulting in breathtaking works of art and groundbreaking scientific discoveries. These exchanges fostered a deep sense of mutual respect and admiration, laying the foundation for a harmonious coexistence. The archives also contained personal letters and diaries, providing intimate glimpses into the lives of those who had lived through this golden age. Zarlin was deeply moved as he read the heartfelt words of individuals who had formed lasting friendships and partnerships across species. The genuine affection and shared aspirations evident in these writings highlighted the profound connections that had been forged during this time. As Zarlin absorbed these accounts, he felt a swell of emotions. The mutual respect and shared goals between humans and the ancient alien race stood in stark contrast to the divisive and often hostile interactions that characterized current interstellar relations. This discovery challenged his understanding of history and ignited a sense of hope for what could be achieved through renewed cooperation. Discussions between Zarlin and the human scholars soon turned to the potential implications of this rediscovered history. They speculated on how this forgotten era of collaboration might reshape current interstellar politics and human-alien relations. The realization that humans and aliens had once worked together so seamlessly suggested that such cooperation was not only possible but could be immensely beneficial. The scholars debated the potential reactions of various factions within the galaxy. Some might welcome this revelation, seeing it as an opportunity to forge new alliances and pursue common goals. Others, however, might view it as a threat to the existing balance of power, fearing that the resurgence of such a partnership could undermine their influence. The implications were vast and complex, touching on every aspect of interstellar diplomacy and politics. Zarlin found himself grappling with an internal conflict. On one hand, he believed that revealing this information could inspire a new era of peace and cooperation. On the other hand, he was acutely aware of the potential risks. The knowledge contained within the archives had the power to unite, but it could also ignite tensions and conflicts as different factions vied for control of this newfound legacy. The weight of this responsibility weighed heavily on Zarlin. He considered the broader consequences of his actions, knowing that the decision to share this information could alter the course of history. He sought counsel from Maria and other trusted colleagues, weighing their insights and perspectives. Ultimately, Zarlin knew that the path forward would require careful consideration, strategic thinking, and a deep commitment to the ideals of cooperation and mutual respect that had defined the golden age he had uncovered. As Zarlin continued to explore the archives, he remained mindful of the delicate balance between hope and caution. The rediscovered legacy of cooperation between humans and the ancient alien race held immense promise, but it would require wisdom and diplomacy to ensure that this promise was fulfilled in a way that benefited all. The journey ahead was uncertain, but the revelations within the embassy's archives had opened a door to a future where the lessons of the past could guide the pursuit of a more united and harmonious galaxy. The rediscovery of the ancient embassy held immense potential for reigniting alliances across the galaxy. Zarlin, driven by the profound implications of the archives, began to communicate his findings to his superiors and other interstellar entities. He meticulously documented the evidence of past cooperation, emphasizing the technological advancements and cultural exchanges that had flourished between humans and the ancient alien race. Zarlin's reports sparked interest and hope among several factions. Many saw the potential for a new era of interstellar cooperation, inspired by the golden age revealed in the archives. Ambassadors and leaders from various civilizations reached out, expressing a desire to explore the possibilities of renewed alliances. They envisioned joint ventures in technology, cultural exchange programs, and collaborative efforts to address common challenges. The shared history provided a foundation upon which new relationships could be built, fostering a sense of optimism and unity. These hopeful reactions underscored the possibility of transcending past conflicts and moving toward a more harmonious future. Zarlin received messages of support and enthusiasm, with several factions eager to learn more about the ancient language and traditions. Conferences were proposed, aiming to bring together representatives from across the galaxy to discuss the implications of the rediscovered embassy and chart a path forward. However, not all reactions were positive. The emergence of factions that viewed the rediscovery as a threat quickly became apparent. These groups feared that the revelations could disrupt the current balance of power, undermining their influence and control. They argued that the renewed alliances could shift the dynamics of interstellar politics, posing a risk to their established interests. Tensions began to rise as different groups debated the significance of the ancient embassy. Some factions launched disinformation campaigns, attempting to discredit the findings and sow doubt about the authenticity of the archives. Others took a more aggressive stance, mobilizing forces to protect their interests and prevent any shifts in the political landscape. The discourse grew increasingly polarized, with calls for caution and restraint clashing with the aspirations for unity and cooperation. Zarlin found himself at the center of these escalating conflicts. His role as a mediator became crucial in navigating the complex landscape of interstellar politics. He held meetings with leaders from various factions, striving to present a balanced view of the rediscovered history and its potential benefits. Zarlin emphasized the mutual respect and shared goals that had defined the Golden Age, urging all parties to consider the broader implications of their actions. In these discussions, Zarlin highlighted the tangible benefits of cooperation. He shared examples from the archives of how joint projects had led to advancements that benefited all involved parties. By focusing on the practical outcomes of collaboration, he sought to build a case for renewed alliances based on mutual gain rather than fear and suspicion. Zarlin also worked closely with Maria and other human scholars, leveraging their expertise to foster understanding and trust. Together, they organized symposia and workshops, inviting representatives from different civilizations to engage in dialogue and cultural exchange. These efforts aimed to bridge gaps and build relationships grounded in the rediscovered legacy of cooperation. Despite these efforts, the risk of conflict remained ever present. Zarlin and his allies had to navigate a delicate balance, addressing the concerns of those wary of change while fostering the enthusiasm of those eager for a new era. It was a challenging and often precarious task, requiring diplomacy, patience, and unwavering commitment to the ideals of peace and collaboration. As the debates continued, Zarlin remained steadfast in his belief that the legacy of the Golden Age could lead to a brighter future. He understood that the path to renewed alliances would be fraught with challenges, but he also saw the potential for a transformative impact on interstellar relations. The rediscovery of the ancient embassy had opened a door to possibilities that had long been forgotten, and it was up to the current generation to seize this opportunity and shape the future.